because the government can do that right now.
Mm. You know, listening to another program out there, one of the one I kind of grew up on that kind of made me want to get it into the talking biz was Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. All right,
Art Bell.
Yeah,
George Norrie. I remember.
Originally it was Art Bell, and then George Norrie kind of took over.
Yes.
So I remember. I don't remember doing any episodes with Art Bell. I always remember it with George Norrie.
George Norrie, yeah.
But he's had several people on there saying that the government has had the ability to time travel for many, 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 many years. And some of them have even said that's how they killed Kennedy, was that they did it and then disappeared, and nobody. That's why nobody can tell you who did it, because they're not even in that same time.
You know those little deja vu things sometimes that we have, those little glitches in the Matrix? Sometimes I wonder if it's because some motherfucker time traveled and resetted something or changed something in the timeline, and then all of a sudden, it just fucks with our brain.
Yeah, now we're in a flashpoint.
I'm just saying, there we go. And, okay, it's just... Okay, gosh, my brain is going at 10 million miles an hour right now.
I love this topic.
We're talking about Flashpoint. We're talking about time traveling and shit. Okay, so these are some of the predictions that this little fucker had. Like I said, 2028, which is what? Not that far away from now, according to that.
No. Also,
humans and aliens will cohabitate. You
mean like Bone?
Yeah, like they live among us, and eventually there'll be interspecies or alien-human relationships.
Hey, didn't Jason Mewes predict that like fucking 10 years ago?
I don't know, but a lot of people that went to see fucking Avatar wanted a blue bitch the next day.
I was one of them.
Jeez, you're going to be sleeping on the couch for a while if you're K-Dogg listens to this shit.
I was like, damn it, I want a blue bitch. Fuck.
That is so fucked up, but yeah, I remember you saying that. Man, but not just interracial, interspecies. Wow. Let's see what else here. I took some notes here because at first, I was just... I don't know. It's predicting one world government, one big country.
New world order.
Yeah. No more common core education. Education would be personalized to the individual. Now, that actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I was going to say that actually.
That would probably make sense. Could you imagine that... I'm just gonna put it out there. Maybe not that a teacher or somebody in education would be listening to Cursory Overload, because, like I said, you might lose brain cells by doing this. But
I don't know. I know 2 teachers that might be listening to it.
They might be listening.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is personalized education. Could you imagine if the new wave of schools were like that? Instead of just boxing all the kids up in one room and expecting them all to learn at the same time, Of course, there's, maybe smaller classes. That way that the teacher can specialize with each student. I don't know.
Well, before you can do that you would have to have more teachers. And B, you would have to pay them more, because...
Then that's where, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's the catch there, the financial. Because you would have to pay for the education. Because, Common Core, obviously, it's what, it's provided free by the government somewhat. We still pay a shitload of taxes, but...
Right.
It is what it is. Okay, so, that was... one of the things, claims that we're going to get into some conflict with North Korea. Obviously, that's going to come down to war. Those were some of the predictions. Donald Trump reelected, but will pass away in 2022, and then Pence will be president. That was another one, the predictions that time
Hmm.
traveler had. More
Hmm.
global warming, so a lot of states will be covered in water. Hmm.
Hmm.
And like birds, humans will live in the air. Humans will live on Mars.
We're not too far from that.
Well, that's what obviously we have like Elon Musk and other people that have been exploring the possibility of living in Mars, and the pioneers to do that. That's a one-way trip. Obviously, they may not survive. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how true the whole farming potatoes and using your shit as fertilizer. Really,
Well, the only thing I can say about that, and you're talking about the movie The Martian, right?
yeah.
Is that Neil Tyson deGrasse? Is that his name? That physicist, that
Hmm.
real famous physicist, said that he said most of the stuff that was in that movie could happen. Could
Could
work.
happen. It's
Yeah,
doable.
yeah. He
Hmm.
said most of it was doable.
Hmm. You never know.
And
Well,
talking about your time traveler guy, and you said he mentioned the one government to rule them all kind of a thing.
hmm
An interesting thing. One of these days when you're on the interwebs, type in how many, do some research and find out how many times politicians on both sides of the aisle. Okay, this is both of them. All right, have brought up the idea of New World Order, and it's actually kind of scary.
It's funny how you say both sides of the aisle, and some people refer to it as the left wing and the right wing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if it's wings, obviously they belong to the same bird. So, yeah, it's scary. I mean, then you could even go into biblical things, talking about one world government, the Antichrist, how he will
Yep.
unify the world, solve the problems for a little bit, and then turn around and bend you over
Put a
to
big old
the right
that
jelly.
satanic dick in your ass.
I guess I was. So,
Big old half human, half goat dick in your butt. That's what you're gonna get.
I'm not. Well, I don't know about the whole goat thing, but anyway, whatever. Once again, I think you know, just like I think right now. Don't get me wrong. I believe in God and I have my beliefs. And before we get into religious stuff, but what I'm saying is, I have a feeling that the day that we finally meet the Creator, we're gonna find out that religion and religious practices here kind of I don't know. I got this feeling that what we were told is not necessarily the way it's going to
Wasn't.
be. And I have a
Yeah,
feeling
I've been
that
kind of wondering that myself.
and I have a feeling that those who, because Satanism is a religion too, I have a feeling that those who, for all I mean, you have to remember, according to the Bible, Satan was the most handsome, most beautiful angel of all time. So being compared to a goat may not be something that he,
True that.
he may come back like, oh, just for that, I'm putting, call me a goat fucker. Get like, what the
Fuck
fuck?
you.
Fuck now. I got a special place in hell for you.
Right. There I go. I've already been told I'm driving the bus. Might as well just have a special spot waiting for me.
I'm just saying.
Have my own room. No,
Oh,
I kind of wonder about that myself. Kind of wonder if everything that we've been told about religion is kind of wrong and kind of
I mean, maybe
more
there is some truth there, but it's been distorted
like
over the years
humans have put their greedy little paws all over it and fucked it
to
all up like
control
we
other
do.
humans.
Right,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah,
That
I
very
mean,
well could be.
it's something that lately it's been just like, yes, I know you're alive, God. I mean, it would be stupid. I mean, uh, the way things are set up for us here,
Right.
the way it's just crazy. But then again, that's that's going into religion, and I don't know. I'm having more fun with the conspiracy thing. So anyway, that was the time traveler,
Okay.
who
So let
later
me.
was the. Hmm?
Huh?
Go ahead.
So I was looking at some of the stuff as well. And the one thing that he kept talking about aliens a lot. And so I did a little research on aliens myself.
Hmm.
And the one thing that keeps coming up to me that I have a hard time understanding is how certain structures were built that predate most of our technology.
You mean like the pyramids in Egypt, pyramids in Mexico?
Yeah, more the South American structures. Some of them and some of the ones over in Jordan were just so perfectly constructed. You know, I mean, you're talking about 50-ton boulders that were put together so they were cut so precisely. They were like laser cut. You can't even put a piece of paper in between them. And they're like, there's no mortar or anything. That's just the boulders put together. It's there's a little too much. I don't know. For me, it just seems like
Is it aliens or is it time travelers?
See, I don't even think time travelers could do it. I don't even think we could do it because we fuck everything up. I think aliens might have come down and been like, listen, you fucking cave people, you know what I mean? Bonking each other on the head with a wooden stick.
Hey, what about that other movie that kind of hints that we are nothing but like battery packs? And once the population gets to a certain level, they come in and harvest.
Wow.
I think
that's kind of fucked up.
It was with Matt Damon. Or was it Matt Damon? Or no, or was it with Mila? God, I'm confused. I think I'm confusing Elysium and what was the Mila Kunis movie where they're in the future and fuck. You know what? We got Google.
Was that Jupiter Rising?
I think Jupiter, right? That sounds about right.
Okay, that's the one I haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Is that?
No, I haven't seen that one. I don't know why. I just never did. I did see Elysium. That one was pretty good. That's got Matt Damon in it.
Yeah. Hold on. Jupiter Rising was born under signs that predicted future greatness, but her reality was a woman consists of cleaning other people's houses and endless bad breaks. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that one's like she finally creeps onto some alien and he takes her up there. Turns out she's some alien princess.
Yeah, something like that. And they come to find out that they're just getting ready to come down and harvest human lives.
All of us?
Yeah, basically. Once the population gets up to 6-7 billion or something like that.
That's kind of like, remember Independence Day with Will Smith? They were coming here to wipe all the resources off of the earth and kill all of us.
Yeah, that was an invasion, just basically scavengers looking for resources.
Hey, it's kind of the same thing. If you're going to wipe all the human life, I mean, if all we are is resource.
In that movie, basically, they were raising us to be, I guess, wasn't necessarily batteries, but they basically, those aliens were like immortal because they would harvest our whatever we were made of and
our energy
and whatever, and that just helped them to continue living forever.
So they're like space vampires.
Kind of like that, I think. Anyway, that's the movie, but we could make a conspiracy theory out of that. All right, so that was the time travelers, and like I said, eventually I found out that 3 different guys claimed to be Noah, the time traveler. I talked about it at the end of last episode my experience with a homeless guy claiming to be a time traveler, which the reason why I brought that up is because you see one of the predictions here is that a lot of states will be underwater, and this mofo that I encountered when I was in my 20s working at a property as a security guard claimed to be from a time when the big one hit LA and California was known as the California Islands. So I was like,
fuck?
Yeah, that's why I started paying attention when I was reading some of the predictions, and I'm like, some states will be covered. completely covered by water.